What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Redline podcast, and this is actually the first episode of season 2. And we're also now available on YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And we're here with our guest.
Hello.
Introduce yourself. Who are you?
I am Carolyn, aka Doodle on a motorcycle, and I make motorcycle videos on YouTube.
Well, I make motorcycle videos on YouTube.
What?
Wow. Crazy world we live in.
It really is.
I have this thing, I don't remember exactly how it works, but the title should be pretty clear. I had this in season 1. It's 5 rapid questions, which you're gonna answer as fast as you can.
Oh no. Okay.
The pressure is on.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. First question. What do you prefer in a ride? To ride alone but not be allowed to make pit stops, or ride with a group and be allowed to stop?
Group allowed to stop.
Best fast food place? Hello?
Hello? I accidentally hung up on you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought the question was really hard. Best fast food place leaves. I can't.
Busted.
Tell me the best fast food place, goddamn.
Wait, what was the question? Best fast food place?
Yes.
Shake Shack.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, it's good. It's real good.
How many times have you dropped your bike?
Oh, more than I can count.
Goddamn. Always way too hot outside or always too cold?
Too cold.
Loud or quiet exhaust?
Quiet.
Congratulations. That was all of the speed questions.
Thank you. How did I do? Is there a rating?
I mean, this is the first episode of season 2, so you're in the lead.
All right.
Wow.
Cool.
How long have you been doing YouTube, and what kind of got you into it?
I posted my first video June 2015, and so that's a little over 5 years now. Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. And I started because when I first started riding, I didn't know anybody, and I wanted to talk about it so badly. I just every time, every little thing about it, I just wanted to share it with somebody. I wanted to talk about it. And I had watched so many YouTube videos on motorcycling. That's how I.
Oh, it's just me now. So anyways, guys, I kind of started doing YouTube, recently. Now I can hear you.
Okay, I think it hung up again, but that time it wasn't me.
It was something else. Wait, the first time it was on purpose? I should have known.
Not on purpose, but it wasn't. It was my fault, but it wasn't on purpose.
Don't worry, I filled the gap really well there with small talk. I don't think anyone noticed. You told us that you wanted to talk to more people, and you've been riding for a couple of years, right?
Well, no, not even years. I actually, my very first YouTube video, I had just picked up I had just gotten my motorcycle. Yeah, so YouTube pretty much started with me as soon as I got my very first bike.
So this is actually something I found really interesting when I was watching through your videos. You mentioned in a very recent video that you gravitate towards riding alone rather than big groups. Why is that?
Correct. Because, and that's the reason I actually picked your group option, because of the second part, which is I really like to stop and look at the view. Yeah, basically, every time there's something pretty, or just I like to pull over and look around, and sometimes I just like to sit and look at either the sky or a pretty waterfall, or walk through some trees.
That's also why I made the first question the way I... Oh, no, wait. She's gone. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, welcome back.
Why does that keep happening?
So you mentioned you like to make stops, look at the sky, walk through the forest. But what are some of the cons about riding alone then?
I guess just thinking logically, if I go down up in the mountains, off a cliff edge, and nobody's around, and the cell signal is really bad, I could be stuck there by myself for a while. I have heard of that happening to people. So there's that. But I did hear about, I've been looking for something, some kind of technology that can, like, because I have a GPS system for theft, really, though. But I thought, maybe either because I have this app on my phone that links the GPS system so I can track my bike wherever it is. I was like, maybe my fiance can have that
on his phone, and then we could track me if I crash, is what I think was gonna be said there. I'm gonna fix. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna fix most of this with editing magic, but we're having a lot of technical issues here, okay? Just so you know. And we're back.
Yes.
Let's see here. You were talking about how you could maybe hook up your GPS app to your fiance's phone.
Yeah, I thought because if I ever went down in the mountains and I'm riding by myself, yeah, I've heard of some people going off the cliff edge and being stuck out there for hours because phone signal can be really bad, and or if they're by themselves and no one saw them go off the road. So I was trying to figure out ways to get around that, like because I have it like a GPS that I bought for theft. Thought like maybe I could add the app and on Cody, that's his name, on Cody's phone, and then he could track me down that way, just like I track my own bike down. But I don't think you could do that. So I've been looking for something that could allow that, and I found something like a GPS track that not like it is a GPS tracker that will actually alert somebody, whoever you hook up to be like your emergency contact, that will actually call somebody if you were to go down, like if you're but it just came on the market like in August, so I was gonna buy it, and if it works out, I was gonna share everyone about it. So that was how I thought I could solve the negative side of riding alone.
I mean, that's pretty clever overall. I mean,
I know, right?
I
didn't invent it, but yeah.
I'm gonna let you take the bullet and try it out. But if it works, I mean,
yeah. I mean, I won't test it like by crashing by myself. I was gonna try to do it in a safer way, but yeah.
What do you think is the biggest difference between being a male rider and a female one?
Oh, you stumped me.
My favorite is, but I think it's, I don't know if it's real as well. We're gonna come to that question a little later, but that's the whole. I saw you also had a caption recently. The whole, is that your boyfriend's motorcycle? I bet she doesn't even ride.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is a good one. I guess guys probably don't deal with or enjoy, maybe I could say. It is pretty funny to hear how ridiculous some people are, enjoy sexist comments like that or people assuming that you don't actually ride the bike even if you literally just hopped off it. It's hard to say because I don't know so much like what the guys go through, like I don't know what you guys go through.
Yeah, I don't really know either, to be honest.
I guess you know what, I can say that girls are less embarrassed to admit when we need help when it comes to motorcycle related things, with either advice or just to learn more. I think guys want to be proud, just because and the reason I think that is just whenever I've been talking about putting 1 foot down instead of 2 feet down on when I'm a bike, because that just like makes me really clumsy. That's why I've dropped my bike so much, because I was putting 2 feet down before. Girls are always so excited to learn that if they didn't already know it, and then guys may admit, hey, I've never said anything, but yeah, I struggled through that too, and it was they like come out clean. It's almost like they were trying to hide it.
I've been sitting on this for years.
Yeah.
I haven't told a single living soul. Yeah. I think obviously I haven't, I don't think I met a single female biker, but when it comes to a lot of guys, it's a lot of, when you're like, oh yeah, I took this to the shop and got this fixed. They're like, oh yeah, that's an E5. I could fix that myself pretty easily. And you're like, okay.
That's funny. You're in Sweden, right?
Yeah.
I did hear that like I know the ratio overall for women riders, probably not in third world countries, but at least in USA, it's like 20-25% riders are women. But in Sweden, I think I looked it up recently for some reason, specifically Sweden, that it's even lower than
Oh
that.
god
So
damn.
yeah, I guess that I'm not surprised then that that you haven't met any
Yeah, I
lady
mean,
riders.
I've like seen one or two,
Whoa.
and I've been riding for 4 years. It was a big deal. I was like, oh wait, look
Whoa.
at that.
Oh, wow.
If I'm not mistaken from watching through some of your videos, you used to ride a cruiser.
Correct.
Was that your first bike?
It was a Suzuki S40 Boulevard was my first bike. And I definitely thought I was a cruiser girl forever until a girlfriend told me to ride her bike, which was a Triumph Street Triple R. And yeah, and after that changed my life. I was like, well, not right away. I was very hesitant to it, but eventually I succumbed and decided, okay, I'm a sport bike girl. I love how nimble they are.
What do you miss? Do you miss anything about cruisers?
Mm, maybe just how they're really extra comfy. My cruiser, I mean, that seat felt like a marshmallow, so that was really nice. And I don't need to stretch as much. I guess on my bike, even though it's a Triumph Street Triple R, it's pretty upright, so it's not as uncomfortable as other sport bikes. But when I ride on it, part of why I like to stop so much is because I'll stretch also, and it feels so good. But I don't think I needed to do that as much when I was on my cruiser.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've sat on a cruiser. Like I've never ridden one, but I've sat on them, and it's like, oh, it's like being in a
Uh-huh.
couch.
Yes, I know, right?
And I'm so bad at remembering to stretch. I have that when you step off your bike, you're like, oh, oh no.
Oh no, not me. I love stretching. I do it all the time. I'm doing it right now, actually, as we talk. I have my I have my legs up on this desk because it just feels
Always
good.
stretching.
Yeah.
You talked about getting into dirt biking. How is that
Yes.
going?
It's not. I really want to do it. The most I've done was earlier this year. I wanted to take a class before I went to Arizona. I was going to Arizona with Triumph to test ride bikes with them, and I wanted to take a class first, but they were not going at the time because of the winter. So I just rented a bike, a dirt bike, thinking I could just watch a couple YouTube videos and just practice for a day and I'd be fine. But that was not true. I spent pretty much the whole day in the mud picking up the bike. So so that was earlier this February. So I've actually been meaning to. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I've been meaning to take like an actual class because I'm like clearly I can't just try this and figure it out myself. I haven't done it yet, but I do plan to.
It's in the works.
Yeah, exactly. At least it's in my head. How about that? Have you ridden dirt before?
No, that scratches my idea. I was like, you could probably watch some YouTube videos about it and get going.
Maybe
I've
you could, but I couldn't. That was not enough for me.
I've really been wanting to, but with the way of I'm studying right now, and I have no money to get get a dirt bike. I can't even rent one. Probably I can barely afford my own bike. I have that classic one when you're about to fuel up and you're like, I think I could survive a little bit longer.
Oh. Oh man. Yeah, you got a pretty bike. It's a Yamaha. Yamaha. What kind of Yamaha is it?
Well, I'm pretty sure you call it the FC07, but here we call it the
Oh.
MT07.
Oh. I did not realize those were the same bike.
Yeah, I know. It's I when I was gonna buy it the first time, I was like, what are the difference? Which one is the best? And someone was like, it's the same bike. What?
What? How did that happen?
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea about this. Well, thanks for teaching me.
I think what the main difference was, from what I heard, was that in Europe we got a law for ABC locks or what brake locks or whatever they're called, and I think
ABS? You
Yeah,
can't have it, or you have to have it?
we have to have it, at least in
Oh, okay.
Sweden. I don't know how it is in the entirety of Europe, but you didn't have to have it in the USA. So I think they made two different models. One now both have it, but I think it's just like, oh well, this is just how it is now.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that.
But I love
Cool.
that bike. But it's very loud. It's obnoxiously loud.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I switched exhaust. So
Oh.
oh yeah, it wasn't loud before. It was really nice and
Oh,
quiet.
okay.
But
I was gonna say, I was like, I didn't know Yamaha was gonna be loud. So I probably broke your heart when
yeah,
when you asked exhaust quiet or loud.
already then I knew that I'm gonna I'm gonna edit this to paint you in a bad light. So, I have a question that I kind of looks like I gave up in the middle of, and all
Okay.
it is I heard that you train jiu-jitsu.
Yes, I do.
Wow.
So I can, yeah, I can whoop you. Watch out.
I believe you on that. You could probably whoop me without even.
Aw, thanks.
How common do you think that it is for people to quit motorcycling because they got the wrong type of bike?
Hmm. Hmm. You know, I've never looked up statistics on why people quit. Maybe I don't know if there are any, but I know at least for me, I almost quit because I got a bike I didn't know how to manage, and without knowing what to do, it just like took the fun out of riding for me. I was so scared every time I got on a ride. I almost dropped that bike. It was a Triumph Bonneville. I almost dropped it every time I got on it. But then once I switched to the Street Triple R, I was like, oh, never mind. Riding's amazing. But yeah, I think it's probably not. I would think it's not that common because I think usually people tend to get the bikes that they know they should get as a beginner rider. I just got that bike because that was so beautiful, and I didn't know any better.
That's pretty much how I bought mine as well. I was like, oh, that looks nice. And they were like, you want
Yeah.
to sit on it? Ah, no need. But I actually saw that you lowered your bike and then you brought it back up to stock height.
Yeah, yeah. I lowered it because when I was tiptoeing when I got it because I was here in America. They tell you in our MSF course. I'm sure they probably in your in Sweden, you probably are required to put one foot down to pass your riding test, right?
Oh,
You've
uh,
taken a ride. You've taken your riding test, right?
I don't have a license. No,
Oh
no, I do have a license. I do have a license. To clarify, yeah,
my.
but I think they check it, but it's not a
Mhm.
specific criteria. For example, we have that you have to do a slow maneuver, and the first time you have to put 1 feet or 2 feet down each
Oh,
time.
okay. They allow 2 feet. Oh,
Yeah, so I think.
now Sweden's the second country I know of that allows 2 feet in their class.
Oh,
Um,
so most
yeah,
countries don't do that.
yeah. Most countries say 1 foot down. You have to do 1 foot down to pass. In USA, that we don't say they don't say that at all. They actually, at least my MSF instructors, they actually told anyone getting a new bike, they said to get a bike that you can flat foot, that you can put both feet down, and not just both feet down, but both feet down completely flat, like not tiptoeing. But yeah, I found out from that at least like Italy, the UK, Australia. That's all I remember off the top of my head right now. But they all in their riding courses, you have to put I think specifically left foot down in order to pass the riding course. I didn't know about that until literally just several months ago. So up until then, I've had my bike lowered. Yeah, and I realized I just would struggle anytime there was a demo day or anytime like in February when I went to Arizona with Triumph to test ride bikes. There were a lot of bikes I couldn't test ride, and then the ones I did test ride, I dropped because I wasn't used to tiptoeing, to being tall on bikes, and so I realized I learned that I think the way I learned was someone sent me videos of Jocelyn Snow, this woman adventure rider, championship adventure rider. She's small, shorter than me. I think she's not even 5 foot. and she rides tall adventure bikes on obstacle courses. And that's something she shows, is to put one foot down and scoot your butt off the seat a little bit, and you are so much more stable. So I realized if I'm always going to be clumsy, if I'm not used to riding a taller bike, so I raised my bike back to stock height, and now I only do one foot down, and actually it's been more stable than flat footing a short enough bike. So yeah, so now I raised it back pretty recently, actually, just earlier this year.
Huh. I did not know any of that.
I know, right? Interesting.
Huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
usually I'm trying to figure out how I usually stop my bike. I got a bike that was very nice to me. It's a rather low bike from the get-go.
Oh, really? You must be tall then, because those the FC07 or MT07, those aren't very short. How tall are you? Oh, you're gonna tell me centimeters. I'm not gonna know.
Well, hold on. I think I know. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna do a mighty guess and
Oh,
say
thank you.
I'm I think. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
very close, but I'm around there. But I'm gonna make a sensor sound when I say my height.
Really? Why?
It started out as just a joke, but now I'm very committed to the joke.
Oh.
I just said
Is
that.
it part of your secret identity?
Oh yeah.
Not showing your face, not showing anything.
I just said
Yeah.
once that I was super tall in real life as a joke, and then people started calling me short, and some people religiously defended me that I was tall. So now I have to live the lie. What tips do you have for people looking to start using motorcycles as their main vehicle or just to commute with?
I would say practice the skills as much as you can after your riding class. Keep practicing in the parking lots and just making sure you have everything very good. And don't skimp on gear. Make sure you're protected and covered from head to toe. Yeah, just do your best to stay safe, protect yourself in your skill and also your gear.
That's actually something I found rather interesting because I'm not allowed to drive cars because I don't have a license for cars. So I've never actually thought about the fact that a lot of people don't commute on their motorcycles. As you mentioned, you did weekend rides, right?
Yes, up until very recently. Now I do commute.
And commuting, do you think it helps a lot with learning to ride more comfortably than a lot of weekend riding does?
Yeah, definitely. At least for me, because maybe it would have been different if whenever I rode on the weekend, it was both Saturday and Sunday and all day. But that was not the case. For me, it was one day, reasonable hours, daylight. But so for sure, at least for me, because I mean, I'm just riding more now. And yeah, that was something I noticed when I was a weekend rider, how much more graceful commuter riders were than me on their bikes. And I was like, I want to be like that.
One day.
Yes. One day, 4 years later.
I need to check a thing as well. I've noticed recently because I got another camera that also shows myself. I don't know if you do this as well, if this is how you actually dismount a motorcycle, but I step off and I spin like around my back. Do you get what I mean?
I think so. Like say you put your left foot down and then the right foot comes up and around, and then you're facing parallel to the bike.
And then I do a nice little spin to get going.
To get going where?
Wherever I'm going, I guess.
I guess I technically spin because otherwise I'd still be facing the bike. I don't know. I never thought about that.
Yeah, and if you start thinking about it, you're gonna notice that it kind of looks a little bit odd.
No, it doesn't. We look cool.
True. When I stop, people are like, "That's nice. Did he just spin?"
Yeah, he rode a motorcycle and he spun off. That's a cool guy.
That's a cool guy. I'm gonna walk over to him.
Yeah.
That's just a thing I was thinking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe you can send me a clip later.
I actually have one. I can send it later.
Okay, perfect.
What is the most annoying question you get asked?
If that's actually my bike. Usually people think it's Cody's bike, and I'm like, excuse me, he doesn't even ride anymore. This is my bike.
How many times do I have to explain this?
Yes. I'm just gonna get a tattoo on my forehead that says Triumph.
You should just have like one of those, people have for their wallets, one of those chains, and you have it attached to your motorcycle. So it's like, oh yeah, that must be hers because she's stuck to it.
Oh, you're smart. That's a good idea.
That's what I have. I think this is a reoccurring question, but I can't remember. So a reoccurring thing on the podcast is weird DMs. So what are some of the weirdest things people have sent you?
Marriage requests.
What?
I love you. Yeah. Usually like not necessarily always a marriage request, but sometimes just like I love you or something like that. But the weirdest one was this guy who keeps calling me mommy. He'll just comment he'll go through phases and I block him and then he creates a new account and I know it's him because it's his picture and then he just comments the same thing and it's mommy and he just comments mommy on like all my pictures and I'll open Instagram and I'll see this long thread of like whatever the name at the time commented mommy and yeah, he actually just messaged me last week again saying hi mommy.
God
and,
damn.
And I know I blocked it again, but it's usually it's like a while in between. But that's it, he never says anything else. I'm like, maybe I don't need to block him. Maybe that's fine. If all he says says mommy.
God damn. I like that. Usually people are like, let me think a little. You will straight off the bat, marriage requests. Wait.
Yeah, well, yeah, oh yeah.
God damn.
Just being a girl on a motorcycle, I noticed guys go nuts over it, and it's interesting because I've noticed that girls that guys don't pay attention to, if you put her on a bike, suddenly all the guys are like, she's so hot. I'm like, what? You all were ignoring her like before she showed up with this. You all wouldn't have given her the time of the day, and now you're all saying that she's like Beyonce.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I get a lot of people that send me like, hey, you should make a video with this person. And I'm like, who is it? Oh, it's my classmate. She just bought a motorcycle. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. And they always use the same thing. They're like, oh, she's super hot. And I'm like, what? But who is she?
Or is she just a girl on a bike?
Yeah, or is she a serial killer? Who is this person?
That's funny. See, I didn't know that because as a girl, I get different types of messages than guys do. So I didn't know that. That's what guys often get our request to make a video with a girl motorcycle.
Oh yeah, I mean the classical video that usually guys does, and I'm guilty to it too. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes we all fall down that hole, and that's when you have a video that's some title and then you just add girl or cute girl in it, and people are like, wait, what?
That's funny. No, I know what you're talking about. I've clicked many videos like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's with a girl now. That's so sweet.
I don't know why it's so tempting.
Because I don't know, it's exciting. It's like, maybe it's a love story.
Yeah, for me, it's every time I see Stan The Moto Man. I don't know if you watch
Yes.
him. Yeah, every time I see him do it, I'm like, oh, yes.
Yeah, and those always do well. Yeah. That's funny you say that because I met him in Arizona earlier this year, and I asked him what some of his best performing videos were, and he said any video that I have a girl in it.
It all coming full circle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And at that point, when I met him, I knew I had seen him before, but I couldn't remember which videos of his I had seen. And then when he said that, I was like, oh, you're the one who I just watched, who said like, going for a ride with my high school crush, was my high school sweetheart, my high school crush. Yes, that one. And he was like, yeah. And I clicked on it because I thought that. I was like, oh, maybe it's a love story. Maybe they're going to get together. But no, they never get together. And
God damn it.
And I say, thanks a lot, Stan.
Give what the community wants, Stan.
I know. I just want to watch him fall in love.
Is that too much to ask?
I know. That was the best though.
He did, here it is, riding with a cute girl named Jenny. And I was like, oh, he did another one, and it's 2.2 million views.
Really?
All of those people were just waiting for him to fall in love.
I know. And they never do. He just keeps stringing us along. Come on, Stan. Give us a love story.
Give us a love story we can root for. We got sidetracked on Stan, as people usually do. What do you think would be some of the biggest twists for your fans to learn about you?
Oh, I can tell you one actually that I just announced today in a video that I put out like 3 hours ago. But I can also tell you what I didn't say in the video because I didn't have time to record the video, or I mean, edit it. So I just uploaded it. I'm like, I'll update everyone on YouTube next Friday. But if you want, I can give you that remaining part if you want.
Is this exclusive scoop?
Exclusive scoop. Yes, wow. just for you.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So probably plot twist, because I've been I guess one of the things about my channel is I'm always talking about how motorcycles is an escape for me from work, from office life, and how mundane it can get, and how just basically how it's just such a good escape, and how I just wish I could leave my job and do this full time, and just today in the video I announced that just this week I told my boss that I quit. I had to quit my job because just very recently actually is my YouTube channel started to match pretty close to my salary, and I was like, wait, I'm not done. I still have more income streams to set up, and right now I only have the lowest one set up. So I just really believed I could do it. But that's not the plot twist. It continues. That's what I said in the video, because that's what I was in the middle. I had just this Monday or Tuesday, I told my boss I quit, and then when I told her, I was crying because I mean I still like my job, and I know how tight my coworkers are on work, and I know they would have to pick up my slack, and it's just for my work, it's just like it's not good timing for them. So she said, I think she thought I wasn't sure. She was like, well, why don't you take a personal day and we can get back tomorrow and discuss. And so I did. I took the Wednesday off, I think, this week. When I came back, my boss offered me something I could not refuse. So what they said to me was, so if you are exhausted, well, that's what I told them. I said, I'm exhausted doing both. I can't do it anymore. I can't keeping up this full-time job plus my YouTube channel, at least not the way I do it, because YouTube definitely used to be a hobby for me. It just used to be videos I post whenever I can, but lately I've been trying to build it into a business, and it's crazy. It's surprisingly easy, I'd say, but it does take a lot more work to do that. And but when I say easy, I mean it's surprisingly, you just get such a return when you just put in a little effort. So once I just started doing those things that the people do for the business side, I was just shocked at how much of a return you get. So my job offered me they said, well, what if you could do both? Like, would you? And I was like, I mean, yeah, if I could, that'd be great, because I do like this job. But I just kept telling them I can't, though. I'm so exhausted. And at least now I came to a point where I can choose one or the other. And they said, well, what if we let you have 1 week off every month to work on your channel?
Damn.
But you keep coming. I know. I'm like, wait a second. Currently, all I have are 2 weeks a year, and now you want to give me 12 more just so I can work on my own YouTube channel? So that's the plot twist that I have not updated YouTube yet. Is Damn. I quit my job, but then I got rehired with a really good deal. So I actually now I'm still working, but now I've just switched to part-time basically with my full-time job, which is great because I don't think I needed that much time. I didn't think I needed a full-time hours for my YouTube stuff. So at least for now, we'll see how it goes, but I mean, I'm excited that I get my first week off in a couple weeks, and that'll be 1 week. The first week of November will be my first week off where I can just dedicate to YouTube stuff. So that's when I'm gonna start. I'm gonna do back end stuff like setting up. Like I'm setting up a website now because I don't have a website. So I'm setting up a website and I wanna post all like my gear there and like do kind of like I follow these girls on Instagram, like fashion influencers. So I want to not do something kind of like that, but with women's motorcycle gear and clothing, motorcycle gear and not clothing. I mean like motorcycle gear, yeah, for women. So just like post kind of just different gear that ladies can wear, that actually fit us and actually look cute because that's so hard to find. That was the hardest thing for me to find when I first started riding. So it'd be great if I just because I have these fashion influencers I follow on Instagram and I buy clothes off of them because it looks so cute on them and I'm like, oh, we have kind of similar bodies, I'll buy it too. So I remember I always thought like it'd be so cool if I had a girl like this for motorcycle gear, but I don't. So that's I want to set that up and yeah, just a few other back end stuff like that. So that was a very long answer for you, but
well,
hopefully that was
first off, congratulations. It seems like a lot of stuff are in the works, so to say.
Yes, thank you.
That's goddamn, that's an amazing deal. I can't get over that deal.
I know. Hey, me too. Me too. I am shocked. I was ready to quit. In no way did I think that they were going to offer that. But and actually when my managers first offered that, I was like, wait, you guys would do that? And they were like, we don't know. We've never done it before. And then and then my CEO came in because, she is obviously has to get involved or something like that. And she said, we're going to do whatever it takes to make your online business work and also this work for you. And I admire your entrepreneurship. And I was like, oh my gosh.
What is happening? Am I dreaming right now?
I know. I know. I can't believe I'm still in shock. That was just on yesterday. Oh my gosh, that was yesterday. So that's why I haven't updated YouTube yet. But I've updated you at least. I know. So they just have the first part of the story. They just have I quit my job, but they don't have. Actually, I'm still working.
Actually, I am still here with an amazing deal. Well, that's gotta be pretty exciting though to do YouTube more as a business, so to say.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I've just been aching to do so much more with my channel. I've just had all these video ideas I want to do. I just want to go to like these beautiful locations, and so that requires, time off and maybe not so much, but at least the weekend. And right now I don't even have weekends. I just have so many ideas I want to do with this, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm finally gonna have time, and I can do it better. So I'm excited about that too. Like if I mess up my sound, I can actually record the video again and fix it instead of just upload it, even though my sound is bad, which is kind of what I've been doing lately. I'm like, oh, this is terrible, but oh well, it's Thursday night. My video goes out on Friday, so it's got to go up. So that'll be nice. Actually, probably having time to re-record something if I need to, and yeah, I'm just excited to be able to give it a little more time.
Yeah.
Give it a little more heart,
I feel like that's a lot of people that are kind of juggling YouTube with other stuff. That's the struggle.
Yeah.
Like I'm studying right now, and I make 3 videos every week. And it's like
what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And for example, the video I made this Wednesday with school I was like, okay, I'll go out on Wednesday, I'll record it, I'll edit it, I'll upload it. I was like, I can totally make this in time.
You did it all in one day?
Yeah, I don't know how it worked. I still, I have no idea. It was a fever dream, the whole experience. But with that, you have, just like you said, if it's like if the sound is weird now, that's just gonna have to be. There's no time to fix. You lived in quite a lot of countries and moved, if I'm
I
not
did.
mistaken, around 13 times.
That is correct. You have done your
Yes.
homework.
Woo. Do you ever miss any of the locations that you've been to? Have some wishes to go back, so to say?
Oh, you know what? And if you're in school, this is something that you will learn soon. But the thing about when you become something in you dies and you forget about the things you love to do and you were passionate about because you're just so tired all the time. You don't think about it. But if I was not tired all the time and I did think about it and I had some more free time to just think and daydream, yes, I would absolutely love to go back to some of the places I had been before. That is something I regret, is that because I visited all these countries and my family and I lived around the world when I was a kid, I didn't appreciate it. So I don't remember much of it. So that is something I would like to do again someday. Maybe, I mean, you know what? I do have more free time now. I have at least 12 weeks, 12 weeks a year. So maybe I can do that sooner rather than later. But yeah, I mean, those weeks weren't given to me just for me to have fun. Those weeks were given to me so I can work on my channel.
So, with that being said, that is actually all the questions I have. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, you might not. You might not want to answer this though because you know your secret identity on the internet thing.
Oh, okay.
But should I ask anyways, just in case?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can I ask more than one question?
Yeah.
Okay. First, what are you studying in school?
Well, right now I'm studying. Hold on, let me translate it in my head. Political science and international relations.
Oh, those are very good majors.
Yeah, and they're really exciting as well.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that because my sister was a political science major, and then and she's very successful, much more successful than me. She was always a smarter one, and then well, not on YouTube though, and then my dad was in international relations, and that's actually why we moved around the world, because he did finances in the international department with the company he was at.
Oh, so look at that!
It's kind of neat.
It's really fun because obviously I haven't thought about like, oh, I'm gonna move around to a million places, but it really opens up, like you can work wherever you want, you can move around, you could stay put, so it's kind of exciting.
That's cool.
And I can start my motorcycle, political science, and international relations channel. It's gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
I just talk about current affairs while I ride.
Hey, I would actually watch that.
It actually sounded pretty. It didn't sound that bad.
It does. It does. That could be like if your channel, you know, it's like your channel grows up with you. It's like right now you're doing hooligan shit, and then you got older and you start going into work. You're talking about the news on your bike.
I'm on an old bike. I sit and talk about it. I smoke a pipe through my helmet, and I'm goddamn youth. I see all these young, naive people in the field.
Posting videos with girls at the end of the title.
Fools!
How did you start riding? Because you said you've been riding for 4 years, right?
Yes, I have. Yes.
You must have been just a baby. You must have been a teenager.
Yeah, I was a tiny little baby teenager.
Oh, when you started on a motorcycle.
In my case, I think I had a video about it. I don't really remember. But when I was 15, everyone in Sweden, this is huge in Sweden, especially if you live near a big city, but not really in it, so to say. People, as soon as they turn 15, they buy mopeds. Because that's the first vehicle you're allowed to buy. So, for example, I live on an island. So getting a moped it's actually really convenient. But my friends were like, hey man, and I never wanted a moped. They were like, we're gonna wait a year and we're all gonna get motorcycles. Because when you're 16, you get to ride 125s.
Ooh.
Very exciting stuff.
Cool.
So I was like, I don't think I want to, guys. But they were like, yes. And I was the only one that went through with it. I was the only one that got a license out of us. Yeah, they all bailed.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
The first guy didn't do it, and the second guy, he started and fell and broke his toe. And he was like, I'm not doing it anymore.
What a wood.
The danger is too high. So then when I got my 125, I rode it for 2 years until I was 18. I got my A2 license, which means I'm allowed to ride restricted bikes. And now I can get my big boy license.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, hold on. I almost forgot a thing that I was gonna make a reoccurring subject, but I forgot. But it works with your channel name. So I did this when I was talking to Dank Wheelie. I translated his name to Swedish, and we're gonna do the same thing with your name.
Uh-oh, I'm scared. I hope Doodle doesn't mean anything bad in Swedish.
Alright, so this is the Swedish words. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Klotter på motorcykel.
Whoa.
It sounds nice, doesn't it?
Klotter på motorcykel.
Hey, that's pretty good.
It is? I was like, I don't even know if I said it right. Cool. I have an emotional attachment to Sweden because one of my favorite YouTubers is Swedish, Jonna Jinton.
Well, I won't take offense.
Right after Happy Danof.
Oh, yes.
Happy Danof #1, and then Jonna Jinton.
So we're gonna wrap it up now. Make the outro. I don't remember how I made the outro, so I'm just gonna say bye. Bye guys. Bye. You gotta say bye to. Yeah, they're good.
Thank you for having me.